There was a wide variety of people who impacted racial segregation back in the day, but Nelson Mandela is the one who inspired me the most. Nelson Mandela was elected first black president of South Africa in 1994. Along with 250 other awards, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Nelson Mandela directed a nonviolent and peaceful campaign against the South Africa government and their racist policies. He wanted to see change, but most importantly, he wanted to ignite the rest of the world with the truthful and information of the world of racism. Mandela traveled place to place to organize nonviolent protests against the discriminatory policies. His main goal as an African American male was to gain civil rights and equality for all races, without rage or violence. Mandela joined the African National Congress, who tried to overrule the government, saying that racial segregation was not fair nor equal. However, the African National Congress did not support apartheid, a system of racial segregation and classification that restricted non-whites' basic rights and barred government while maintaining white minority rule. The plan to achieve full rights was through nonviolent methods such as boycotts, strikes, and civil disobedience. After the African National Congress was banned, Nelson Mandela put aside all efforts of having a nonviolent approach and tried to set up a military wing. 67 people were killed, men, women, and children, and 180 were wounded. At that point is when Mandela realized he had to make a very difficult decision, to continue his peaceful ways or that peaceful resistance was not enough. In 1952, continuing his fight for freedom, Mandela was announced the first black law firm for South Africa. The ones affected by apartheid were offered low costs, or even some were offered free legal counsel. Nelson Mandela says, and I quote, "If you want to make peace with your enemy, you need to work with your enemy. Then they become your partner." This quote is so true that this is the way that he lived, and that's the way that it inspired me the most, because even if he had to put himself out there and put his life in danger, he would for all of the other people. In the end, Nelson Mandela was sent to prison, but instead of being forgotten while he was sentenced life to prison, his efforts left such a huge impact that he was widely remembered and people continued to fight for freedom.